Hello? Okay, it's not supposed to be. For some reason, my mic was not on. I don't know why, but it wasn't set to pick up my thing, so you can hear me. Anyways, well, you couldn't hear anything I was saying, and no, neither could anybody else. Hello to Goodnight Spoon if he's still here. He might be sleeping. He might not. It's hard to say. How are you, Joshua? How's your day been? Um, or week or whatever. Um, have you seen the new Black Panther movie? I went to see it today. Are you planning on going to see it? So I am drawing, sort of drawing Black Panther here. Not the best representation of him, but do you like it? I thought it wasn't too bad. I don't like what they did with Namor. I do think they took a little bit long to get to the person that was supposed to become Black Panther. I do think they honored the guy that played him before him because Chad something, as I think as you might know, the actor that played him in the last movie and the couple other movies that he was in for short scenes. Well, except for Captain America: Civil War, died. So they, I think they went in a totally different direction than what they were going to if he had. Well, they might have chosen still Namor to be the villain, but there would have been other things they wouldn't have had to explain, you know, why the Black Panther's being replaced all of a sudden. And I think that would have, I think that would have helped the movie. But a guy died. Not much you can do about that. But I'm not sure how much you know about Namor in the comics. He's a bit of an idiot in the comics, but they really made him. They went the extra mile to make him even more of a idiot. Um, I think the whole thing that they did with him making him Aztec was not really needed. That was just. I'm not even sure whether I can say it was virtue signaling. And really, it was almost like the Amazons versus Atlantis. I've seen it before. Not that I don't mind that, whatever, take or whatever. And although I haven't read much with her in, well, I haven't read anything with her in, but they had Riri Williams in it. She doesn't seem as bad of what I have gotten in the comics. So do you plan on going to see it, Joshua? I'm not sure whether you have a cheap day for theaters for where you are, but that's what I would suggest to go see it on. Okay, so I'm rambling here, Joshua. It'd be nice for some feedback. Oh, I was watching Mike Walters show, the mic stand just before here, and apparently in the comics, there's the Church of Raven. You just might wait till it comes on Disney Plus or something. Yeah, that's a good choice too. Why go spend the money out? You saw Black Adam? Yeah, I saw that too. What do you think of Black Adam? I don't know exactly which comic, but apparently in the comics they're doing the Church of Raven. I joked with him. It's not the Church of Raven. It's the Cult of Raven and the Church of Starfire. He had no idea what I was talking about. He thought I was talking about the comics, but I let him know it was just an inside joke among some CGers. So you might have to convert up from the Cult of Raven to the Church of Raven. This guy's a bit not not as lean as he should be. Really short in the torso. But there's Black Panther. He was. I know he was going over. I think comics for the next for one period. I'm not sure what day, what week, or whatever. So when it came up, I don't think Black Adam was a good movie, but I enjoyed watching it. Yeah, it wasn't a completely. Like I went to see it on what I call cheap day Tuesday, so it's I'm not spending full price for the movie, so I think I didn't mind seeing it that way. Um, I think the problem is they're tried to make him more of a good guy. He has become the anti-hero. I think they should have introduced him in Captain Marvel as a villain first, and then did something with him. Have have the he come him come back via the Wizard Shazam or somehow. I forget how he was supposed to come back in the comics originally because that seems like the most logical thing to do. And then of course you know spurred him off with his own movie after that because at the end maybe he becomes the monarch of you know this whatever the country is that he's supposed to rule. Comes back, finds the country, and you see it's maybe the thing is him fighting off that intergang or whatever to take back his country. Hey, Massive Panda, how are you? Are you doing some pinup work for a convention or something? Not really. This is Chill Stream as usual every Tuesday night. So I'm drawing whatever. Today I drew Black Panther. You know, just a quick one. I'm gonna draw Namor in probably a few minutes here, depending on who may or may not come on the panel and talk about whatever. Right now, me and Joshua are talking about some movies, Black Adam and um, Black Panther, because I just went to see Black Panther today. I was saying earlier, um, what's the name of it? Snowdrift is pretty much all done. I just got to convert it to the right format for the printer I'm using. Hey, Lorenzo, thanks for stopping by. Come on if you want in the Discord. Um, but or don't. It's up to you. But yeah, Snowdrift is pretty much ready for print. It's just getting it in the right format. Unfortunately, the guy that I'm going to be getting to do it, he's got to do some maintenance on his system stuff for the printing. So the printing's not going to happen till January, which might make things just a touch late in getting them sent out. Hopefully, I'll get them before the end of January and be sending them out before the end of January. But January is when I said so. eh. But how are you doing today, Massive? Um, have you seen Black Adam yet? Are you gonna go see it if you haven't? Black Panther? Are you planning to see it or have you seen it? And I'm in the middle. I've started getting the Canadian Shield done. I'm gonna actually probably have a video up tomorrow sometime about the latest page that I'm doing. Because that should be done tomorrow. And that just means 7 more pages of fully coloring and then going over doing some corrections on Canadian Shield, like number 2, which hopefully I can get the corrections done in about a week. And then lettering it. And it should be, but by the time January rolls around, Canadian Shield 2 will be 100% done. So they'll both be ready to go. So as I was saying, I did see Black Panther today. It was pretty good for the most part. I think they should have recast T'Challa. I was thinking that too, Joshua, but I think it's all right that they didn't. There's a mid-scene credit that I don't want to say too much about that actually answers that. I think why they didn't, but I was saying, they made Namor Aztec, and I don't think, or South American. Maybe I should even say that. I'm not sure whether I'd say Aztec. They didn't really associate him with any particular country or people down there. They just, like he's from South America, sort of. And I don't think they needed to do that. I think they should have kept his origin the same. And they really did. He's a jerk in the comics, as I think some people might know, but they made him even more of a jerk in the movies, for all their pandering. They already killed Black Panther in the first movie and Infinity. Well, but he was I, brought back too in the first movie. And well, I guess was he killed in Infinity War? Or I'm not sure whether I'd call that kill, but he was brought back. I'm not sure how. Yeah, well, he did disappear for the 5 years, right? Well, did all of Wakanda disappear for the 5 years? So how's your week been, Massa Panda, Lorenzo? Are you still people still here? So I guess at this point it means Canadian Shield and all that is going to stay active for the campaign till sometime in um, January. Um, Geez, that leg is really. too big. Uh, but overall, I would say it was a half decent movie. It was worth going to see in theaters, for sure. I'm just glad I have a day that I could, see it cheaply. It was about a 3 hour movie, too. Now, because I went in at 11:30 this morning and I didn't get out till just before 2:30. So, maybe it's, you get previews. There wasn't a lot of previews. I don't know, maybe 10 minutes worth, maybe a little bit more. 15. Credits, another 10. So maybe the movie runtime was probably around 2.5 hours. Hey, Rebellious, how are you? Hey, Metal, how are you? I've just been talking about. I went to see Black Panther today. Talking about it a little bit. Me and Joshua were talking about a little bit about Black Adam. I know Rebellious probably isn't. Are you planning to go to see either Black Panther or Black Adam? Rebellious. Same with Metal. Doing all right. Just finished the cover image. Now working on a cover image. Okay, cool. I'm just chilling, talking to you guys, and just. You sail the seven seas. Why are you gonna wait till it's on DVD or whatever before you do that? Or are you gonna do it while it's in theater? Hello? Is that Metal? Hey, okay. How are you? Cool. And hello, John. How are you? What's up, big perm? I'm the big perm. Why am I the big perm? I don't have a perm. So, okay. And, oh, yeah, nobody can hear you. I forgot that. For some reason, the property stuff. Let's see. Okay, can you talk? Well, you can talk. Okay, that's not picking it up. Again?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what you're doing.
Okay, I think yeah, I can, desktop audio is picking up. Now the question is, can people hear metal when he
I
talks.
don't know. Rick, my faith in you is lowering by the second.
uh, Dylan goes, "Oh my God, it's metal!" Flashes his chest.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time somebody's flashed me, and it probably wouldn't be the nicest time either.
Hey, Master Panda. Okay, Dylan says they can hear you. Barely. Okay.
Barely. Well, I'm kind of far from my microphone because I'm drawing.
Well, well, also the gain, the blue line in OBS, I had it halfway down. Unfortunately, some people they can barely hear people. Some people hear people too much. Dylan thanks me for something. Everybody says barely. Uh, Massive Panda is asking Dillard what up. And Dillard, you're welcome on, of course. We're in the Discord if you want to come on. How's that family emergency with your mom that called you on the other show? Dylan says, "Fine, I'll take my my things and go. Put away his sloppy tits," because that's what he said.
Oh, I mean, hey, I mean, it's no intended offense to you, but I've had like high school girls flash me, so it's kind of hard to top that.
Yeah.
They actually used to do it kind of regularly back when I was like a sign waver for Firehouse subs. They would see me waving the signs. They would just walk, like drive by and flash.
Ugh. Oh, Dylan says no, man. He was fine. Okay. Yeah, I was watching Dillard on Hoki's channel. They were having a draw off earlier today.
Oh yeah, what were they drawing?
There's this generator thing that tells you what to draw, and yeah, they were like they had like 20 minutes to draw it. One was a dragon that loves explosives and has a peg leg. Then they had to draw a painter fallen from his prime with a afro. Why would girls want what, Rebellious?
Oh, to flash somebody? Because a lot of people like to be a little rebellious.
Why?
Apparently, somebody here has never been to a Mardi Gras celebration.
Because some girls don't have that much inhibition, or have a lot of inhibition. Have a lot
But
of
some of them have been told not to too many times.
Yeah. Rick isn't echoing enough, says Joshua.
I could echo more. Watch this. Ernie, where is it? There. How's this? Am I echoey? I'll make up for Rick's lack of echo.
So there's my not very decently drawn Namor.
Oh, Namor. Or as they say, Namor. I don't know why they decided to pronounce it that way. I don't think anybody ever has.
I think it was just because of them putting him, like in South America.
Yeah, they're trying to do it like the way a romantic language would say it.
There's something too. Namora was in it, and I didn't even recognize that it was supposed to be Namora. It's only after somebody said, "Oh, go help Namora," and I'm like, "That was Namora." It's like, okay, that's just a little crazy. like I said, it wasn't too bad a movie. I do like how they honored the guy that played Black Panther before, Chad. With having died in real life, which is
Oh,
really,
Chadwick Boseman.
yeah. No, metal is too loud. It's
I
rebellion.
could be louder.
Yes, we could all be louder. I can be really loud if I want, but I choose not to be. I don't want to hurt my subscribers' ears too much.
See, Joshua knows what I'm talking about.
Pastry is trolling. Yeah, she may. Pastry may be trolling, but I don't care. Let Pastry troll. Uh, Jeez, it's hard to tell whether you guys are joking or not. I turned mine down and I turned metals up a bit.
Well, you shouldn't mess with mine too much. Mine's going to be inconsistent because, like I said, I'm messing with papers and stuff, so I'm constantly like close to and away from my microphone.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem too bad for me with you doing that, going back and forth. So it's if they're complaining, I just don't. My crowd. I don't know who's being honest and who's trolling.
Hey, hey, I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do. And the problem is, like I said, I don't know who's trolling and who's not. So who's being serious? And even when they're being serious, I can't be sure.
Yeah, Joshua is like, I can still hear Rick. This is a problem.
Okay, you guys always
No, that actually that has been a problem lately. Talking about some people are a little too loud. When you're on the audience end, sometimes you're trying to like lower or higher the volume just so you could hear the person who's streaming, and then like a guest will come in and like Rebellious will be at 11 when you're down at like 2.
yeah. Uh, okay, Metal's voice sounds like a low and shallow, like a fireside whisper. Okay, I need somebody to tell me that I know who's gonna tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
I can. It's do I want it? I know how to find out since I'm talking in my thing. Okay, I might have to go to YouTube. Let's see.
Staying for long, but I just want to say, y'all, um, your your audio is just like all over the place. Like it's very based and it's
Well, if he talks right now, you will hear that on my end. He's very good. So
like
I don't know. I think Rebellious has a point.
yeah, and I don't even know what to say. I'm still very burned out of streaming. I just wanted to hop on to say I am serious when I say metal's too loud.
I could be more loud. Here, how's this?
Shut up. Ugh. But yeah,
Yes, Joshua says very based.
yeah, very, very, very based. Like, um, it's actually kind of hurting my ears.
No, based with a D.
Based, yes.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna open this up on YouTube and find out what. Okay, hopefully.
Mm.
Can I mute you guys in here?
We can mute
You,
ourselves.
you can deafen.
Oh yeah, I can deafen. So I won't hear you. But hopefully on stream. No, that won't work because I still need to hear you. The audio needs to get through.
I swear. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna get on tonight, but since y'all can't take me seriously on the chat, I know where you stream. I know where you stream. I know where you
says
stream at night.
Yeah. Okay, why am I not hearing the sound on YouTube?
I
got
don't know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't hear sound from it.
Maybe it's because you have it on mute. I don't know.
Okay, maybe. Not hearing. Okay, why am I not hearing YouTube? Okay, now I am. YouTube.
I
got
don't know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't.
I don't know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't hear
What were
sound
you
from
gonna
it.
get on?
Okay.
What were you gonna get on, Pastry?
'Cause
Maybe it's because you have it on mute. Maybe I think you have it on mute. I don't doesn't want to
okay,
hear
maybe.
Metal's opinion because he's a straight white
Okay,
male.
Why am I not hearing?
Why the
Why am I not? Okay,
Oh,
now I am.
sorry.
YouTube.
I was about
Okay,
to
now
swear
I am.
there.
YouTube.
I don't
got
know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't.
I don't know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't.
I don't
hear
know,
YouTube
man.
open and I can't hear
What were you
sound.
gonna get on?
You know
Okay.
that
What
I
were you gonna
want
get
to
on,
actually
Pastry?
listen to you, but
Maybe it's because you have it on mute. Maybe I think you have it on mute. I don't doesn't want to
Okay,
hear
maybe.
my
Metal's
ears.
opinion
The audio,
because
I
he's a
should
straight
say.
white
It's
male.
Okay, fine. If that's too much of a problem, we'll get it real close and we'll go ASMR style.
I don't know, man.
I
don't know, man.
I
don't know, man.
I'll just whisper into your microphone, right into your ear, and you'll hear it and it'll be perfect.
Listen to you, but
Maybe it's because you have it on mute. I think you have it on mute. I doesn't want to hear Metal's opinion because he's a straight white male.
Okay, fine. If that's too much of a problem, we'll get it real close and we'll go ASMR style.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Okay.
Oh, see, what you probably don't realize is that I have a sound mixer on my computer and can screw with my audio whenever I want.
Why you want to screw with your audio now?
Because it's a chill stream. We're just chilling.
It can't be chill if you.
Oh, we can be very chill if you want.
It can't be a chill stream if your bass is killing my ears.
Oh, it's pretty chill for me.
Okay, so I can hear you guys. I think the chat can hear us.
Yeah.
Hey Mike, how are you? Mike says he dropped by to like and share and say hi. Well, thank you very much, Mike. How did your show go?
Hey, Metal. Dillard thinks I don't want to listen to you because you're a straight white male. Why does he say this?
To troll you.
Yeah.
No, the real reason is because I'm Irish and you're racist. That's why, okay?
How can I be racist?
That's just the way it works these days.
Anybody can be, well, technically anybody could be racist. A lot of the people that they say aren't, but that's another topic entirely.
I'm just gonna, like, wow, out of everything you could argue against me, you chose the race card.
Yeah.
Didn't, yeah, didn't try to claim anything else.
Well,
Um,
I was messing with the audio a bit, Mike, because people in the chat were messing with me about how loud or not loud people were. So I still don't know for
I
sure.
was being serious. I was being serious as crap. I was being serious enough to go ahead and come on, even though I literally was like, huh, I'm very burned out of streaming. I'm still very burned out of streaming, but I still managed to come on. I don't know what to do with life, honestly. But yeah.
Joshua wants to know, why does your audio sound like it came from a pre-recorded cassette tape?
Maybe I am a pre-recorded cassette tape.
Then how could you respond like that if you were pre-recorded cassette tape?
4D chess.
Maybe I had a feeling that you would say that.
Then how did you answer that?
It was all anticipated, weeks in advance.
Yes.
Don't help pastry.
Wait, am I being treated like a villain?
No, I'm just teasing you. Trolling you. The question is, what have you thought of those things Metal said if he hadn't said them?
How do you know
I
I'm
don't
not the
know,
one who
man.
pre-recorded this cassette tape?
Dillard says, pastry, if you aren't racist, say 3 good things about white race.
About what race?
White race.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the white race. Say 3 good things about Irish people.
I have a small percentage of Irish in me. And mostly
Okay,
German.
so that's one bad thing.
Ouch! Ouch! Damn, Metal. Wow. Let's see here. Get sunburnt more easily.
Yeah, but is that
I
a
said good
thing?
things.
Or Dillard said good things. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing.
I don't even know what to say. Because, like, we literally get sunburned so easily.
So that would be a bad thing. Because getting sunburnt is not good.
Yeah!
Yeah, so you're 0 for 2 right now.
Oh, Metal.
Okay, later, Mike.
You're lucky that I like Crossy as much as I do. I
See,
wouldn't have
look.
gotten on
Good
here
Night Spoon is
otherwise.
helping you out. Irish women have attractive accents, which is a fact.
What are you?
That's
Not taking
women.
me saying. Is a very
That's
good fact.
women. Ugh. Wow.
You could say something like, well, a white person invented the telephone.
Listen, there's some easy freebies,
Why are y'all
whiskey, Halloween, St. Patty's Day. Like, there's some pretty easy ones out there.
Why y'all calling me a bigot? That's kind of transphobic.
No,
That's kind of transphobic.
that
I'll
would
take
not
it.
be transphobic at all. To call somebody a bigot would not
Listen.
be transphobic.
Rick, I just received a compliment. Okay, I'm taking it.
Okay, you can take it. I'm not.
Um,
And we're just, and it's teasing because
yeah.
black people can be bigoted against whites, whites can be bigoted against blacks, or they can be bigoted against Asians or whatever
I can be
else.
bigoted against myself.
So being bigoted wouldn't make you transphobic. Yes, you can be bigoted against people that are trans too. You can be bigoted against anybody for lots of different reasons, because they got brown eyes, because they speak a different way. So being bigoted isn't being transphobic. Not even close.
I'm just saying how y'all are like picking on me today.
Oh,
No, I pick on everyone. I've picked on Rick 3 times since I've been here.
Aw, yeah.
Everybody usually picks on me. I'm used to it.
I'm still very burned out of streaming, and yet I'm still here. But yeah.
Good Night Spoon says, "I'm not gay, Pacey. I'm not going to help saying men are attractive." Okay.
Oh man. I swear. Nothing goes straight as soon as I hop on. Nothing goes straight.
I beg to differ. I'm very straight.
And usually
Irish coffee, that's another good one. Good Night Spoon's helping you out. You okay? Just put some whiskey in your coffee in the morning. It's great.
and people, well, depending on other people, a lot of people will tease you on the one thing that's they know will get you riled too a lot of times. Um, Massive Panda says it doesn't take much to get called a bigot these days. This is true.
Yeah.
So, in some ways, we should watch when we're calling somebody that, because that is not a nice label to have.
I'll take it.
But you can take it. I don't want it. You can take my portion.
Okay, cool. Double helping for me. Let's go.
Wow.
I get to come back for seconds.
Oh man. I literally have lost so many brain cells today. Due to IRL obligation and you.
You're welcome.
You guys. I want my brain cells back. No fair.
Well, you might get them back when you go to sleep and wake up.
I don't think that's how that works, Rick.
Well, like I said, might. Then again, it's the question: did she actually lose them, or is she just feeling like her brain?
I think you're going to need to find some pixie dust. That might solve the problem.
I'm not sure whether pixie dust would work on a paste.
Are you talking about your
I think
mom?
pixie dust works on everyone. Okay, I've done quite experimentation with it. All right, I'm going to tell you you're
Are you talking
wrong.
about your mom, Crossy?
Pardon?
Are you talking about your mom again?
No,
Saying that she might.
I
regain
never
brain
said
cells?
she. I stopped myself. And replaced it with saying pastry.
Thank
And
you.
I've done that a couple times already tonight, and it is hard.
Hey, Metal, how's the vomitory?
It's easy to say. Sound it out with me. Vomitorium.
Oh my god. Oh,
Vomitorium.
It means that which spews forth.
Oh, vomitorium.
There you go.
Oh, it's going fine. You know, there's going to be one tomorrow, as there is every Wednesday and Saturday.
You want to know who else streams on Wednesdays?
You.
Yes.
My condolences.
Oh man.
It's actually one of the best times to upload anything or stream. That's why I plan to do it then. The peak time for getting any content noticed is roughly about 6 o'clock, depending on your time zone, at Wednesday in the evening. It's the time when people are looking
honestly-
for entertainment the most.
That's honestly the time my stream ends. But then again, most of my fans have a time zone that is earlier than mine. Or like later, I don't even know.
You really just want to catch, if you're more of an audio-based stream, like something that people could just listen to in the background, you want to catch the peak time in which people are stuck in traffic.
Would that be 4 p.m.?
Well, it'll range from like, depending on where you are, 4 to 8-ish, because traffic can be anywhere between 1 to 3 hours depending on your transit. And then if you're trying to hit all of the American time zones, it'll vary when you need to start.
I'm just gonna go with what is convenient for me and my guests. So,
Yeah, that's all you do.
It's also
Yeah.
why your late day radio programs are about 3 hours long, because they try to catch the entire rush hour block.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because
But yeah,
rush hour is usually from 3 to about 6.
I
Yep.
remember trying to be on the vomitorium. It didn't end up going very well, in my opinion.
It's a fairly fast paced show because we're just trying to hit up topics and keep the conversation moving.
And I think it's like the fact that it's not freeform enough. Oh, is
Oh, I heard
that
her. Say hi.
a kid?
What was that, Mother? Yeah, I heard that. Something about your computer.
They're
Oh, okay.
trying to say hi. They're trying to say hi.
Everybody is saying hi back to you.
Um, I do not live in Denver, but when I've been in Denver, that is like pretty much non-stop rush hour.
I can't pay attention to you talking and them. Pardon?
Eh.
If I draw, fine. If I don't, fine. Let's see. Massive Panda says, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, where the rush hour is from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. In other words, all day.
Yeah, pretty much any time that normal people would be driving.
Yeah. And I'm not a normal person.
I'm not a normal person either.
But, you know,
Also,
being normal is vastly overrated.
Yeah.
Massive Panda said a while back before his last comment, I'm getting rid of my old black refrigerator and replacing it with a stainless steel one this weekend. And I'm sure someone will find a way to call me racist because of it.
Oh my. How did we get started on racism in this
Dillard.
freaking Dillard? I don't know what to think of you. On one hand, on one,
Well, like I said, he said that, about 5 minutes ago, Massive. I just wanted to read it because it was a little bit funny.
Oh, Pastry died.
She did? Pastry did?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. maybe we will see pastry again. Maybe we won't.
Well, I know the spell for resurrection, but we're gonna have to go get a diamond.
Yeah, I can't afford a diamond.
Yeah, neither can I. Sorry, pastry, you're lost in limbo.
Maybe pastry can afford the diamond. Do the resurrection on herself.
I don't think that's how that works.
Hey, this is the internet, right? Or Discord or whatever. Let's see. Massa Panda says, Dylan, I can think of 3 things I like about white women, but I don't want to want Rick's stream to get taken down. Well, I think you saying it in the chat won't get the stream taken down because I'd probably be smart enough not to say it. Maybe with my, especially with my mom standing right beside me. Good Night Spoon says, will a diamond tipped blade suffice?
Maybe. If there's enough diamond on the tip, probably. We just have to break it off.
Uh-huh.
You're losing the diamond. That's the price of resurrection.
Yeah, well, I read most of my chat, so you can hear me reading it. It's only some, I'd say some of Dylan's
Oh my
stuff.
god, it's a ghost.
The pastry is back.
Sorry, guys. I was being a dumbass. Accidentally.
Well, I mean, you
exited
went
out.
and got yourself killed, so I'm going to agree with you.
What makes you say that?
Because you died, clearly. That's the canon. That's what we're rolling with.
You disappeared from the Discord, so you
I
died.
was being a dumbass and pretty much just completely just exited out of the wrong tab. I am alive.
You exited out of the wrong cab. Well,
Tab. Tab.
tab?
Tab as in
If you want a
computer
tab, you're going to have to
tab.
go to a bar or somewhere where they offer tabs.
You know what else is a tab? What? Okay, fine. Computer window.
Computer
Now,
window.
all I'm hearing is that you're finally ready to pay off your tab, so I'll accept it through PayPal anytime you want.
Oh man.
I'm sure me and Mando can go on like this for hours. Well, maybe not hours.
You know what? I could hop off right now.
And your point is?
I could hop off right now and never come on one of these shows again.
Well, you would
But
be
I'd probably.
You would be sorely missed. But your point is?
My mind is in so much pain from the fact that I've been on so many shows, but yet I'm still on another one. How do I keep on doing this to myself?
No self-control?
When it comes to stream shows. I'm gonna go ahead and see what the chat's saying to me, or about anyone that's not me.
No, we're just talking about how expensive the diamond needs to be to perform a resurrection spell.
Well, you had died. We were talking about resurrecting you, so. But none of us had diamonds because they were too expensive, so we said, we can't do it.
Yeah, it does need to be worth at least 10,000 gold, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah.
And I think at best right now, I've got like 15 copper, so.
I don't think I even have that.
So the metal. What's your favorite stream show you've ever been on?
My favorite stream show I've ever been on. Let me think about that. Well, I was on a game show once at the Screw Attack Gaming Convention back in 2015. That was in front of like a couple 100,000 people, and I was dressed as Captain N. So I'd probably have to say that one takes the cake.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna hop off just due to the fact that I still feel hella burned out.
Yeah, no problem. Pastry.
Man, I should probably rest up more. I know I have my show tomorrow, which I'm not missing. I'm not ditching my show.
Yeah, well, nor should you. Unless you're not
Well,
really
I would
not feeling
say you'll get plenty of rest when you're dead, but you already are, so now's about the time to get it.
I swear, all the pastry dead jokes.
well, Pastry
I-
was dead. But then again, is Pastry ever alive?
The creator is. The character,
Because you're always cooking pastries are always cooked.
Ah, yes, but what causes a pastry to rise is yeast, so there is life involved.
For some, yeah, that have the yeast.
Oh, man. I'm so mentally tired. I'm gonna hop off, actually.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Well, take it
guys.
easy.
Thanks for coming on, Pastry. Have a great night. Have a great sleep. Get lots of rest for your show tomorrow.
Yeah. And I'm totally fine. It's just I'm doing like 3 shows a week for I don't know how long.
Yeah,
Is a bit much for me
yeah.
personally.
Especially with all your probably real life stuff that you got going on.
Yes. And also an animation channel.
Yeah,
And I'm not normally the one to complain either.
yeah.
Crap just happens.
Massive says bye, Pastry. Dillard says goodnight, Pastry.
I'm still gonna be in the chat. I'm just tired of talking.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Later.
Well, my normal goodbye is don't die, but I think it's a little too late for that.
So did you see the latest Mario? Well, I think I saw it. I think probably it came out a few weeks ago. I saw it
Oh,
again.
the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer.
Yeah,
with
I've
all
seen
the
it.
With all the penguins. That was funny.
I thought it had the potential to be funny, but they kind of ruined their own joke. If they didn't talk, it would have been funnier. Just like if they were almost completely indignant to the fact that they like were failing to hit Bowser and then he just did what he did, it would have been funnier than ruin it with almost like an ironic line.
Well, I don't even think they were failing to hurt him. I just think everything that they were doing to him did nothing.
That's basically the same thing, yeah.
It's one thing if they were actually missing him and he, like, you guys really got bad aim. But, they hit him on and he's just like, what are these, mosquito bites?
And Joshua's like, I hate the funniest part of the trailer. Yeah, if you think that's the funniest part, then probably.
Just what got me thinking about it is this lizard or whatever I'm drawing here. Super Mario Brothers, Dillard. It's
Yeah,
probably at
it's
least a month
the
old.
Super Mario Brothers movie, not to be confused with Super Mario Brothers the movie.
Yeah, the one back from the 90s. Oh, God. I know you don't mind
Yeah.
that. You think it's so awful it's good, but that is awful.
Well, I think I don't think it's so awful it's good. I think there is a charming and endearing nature for it. I don't think it's good, mind you. I'm not trying to make up for it. I think it's a bad movie, but there is a certain charm to it, especially because of everything was involved. I would never argue that it's good though.
Yeah. It's just, hopefully this one will be better, but it's still not live action. When I first heard you guys talking about it, I thought it was going to be live action, but it's not. So
And you know what? I probably would not mind Chris Pratt as Mario if it was a live action movie because there's certain like there's certain casting that has to happen when you're doing anything that's live action. It's the fact that it's animated that bothers me.
yeah. Uh, Dillard says what? They're making another movie. I'm not sure whether I'd say another movie. How many? I think this is about the only second Mario Brothers movie they've made, right?
The second one in the West. There was an animated Mario movie back in Japan that did have a limited theater release, but it was mostly to home video. Aired on a lot of TV stations. It was actually kind of an isekai. Like I think Mario got pulled into the TV, and he had to save Peach, or it was Princess Toadstool at the time, but they didn't end up getting together by the end. And I think they might have done another OVA since then. It's been a while since I've looked. But there was a pretty big, like famous Mario animated movie in Japan way back in the day.
I do remember the cartoon. I think it was back in the 80s or 90s with the Super Mario Brothers show.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show
Yeah,
with Captain Lou Albano as Mario.
yeah. I thought that was so stupid.
Oh, I love that show. It is stupid, but I love it.
Well, actually, probably the cartoons I didn't mind so much. It was him and who I don't mind Captain Lou Albano. Don't get me wrong, I like him.
It was the live action segments.
Yeah. You know, not that I got to catch it a lot to watch. I probably should at some point sail the seven seas and maybe download get the episodes to
Oh yeah, I
watch.
used to have it all.
But I do like how they sort of incorporated Luigi's Mansion into it too, or it looks like they're going to be.
Maybe it's not even necessary to straight up call it Luigi's Mansion or say that's what they're incorporating. You know, you go all the way back as early as I want to say 3. They were kind of more like fortresses, but there were fortresses that were Boo themed. And
Yeah,
then in Mario World, there were ones that actually had the shape of mansions. So it's been around in the series for a long time, even before the Luigi's Mansion game.
yeah, true. It just with the way that they did it in the trailer, it looks more Luigi Man. I haven't played a lot of Luigi
Yeah.
Mansion, but I've seen a couple. It looks more Luigi Mansion like.
There were no dry bones in Luigi's Mansion.
I didn't see dry bones.
That's the undead Koopa things that were chasing Luigi.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Good night, Spoon says Rick. Stop shopping for viruses. Massive Panda says I still don't know why they left Chris Pratt's natural voice there. Just seems to off me. It didn't seem like quite his natural voice.
Well, it wasn't his natural accent. You could tell there was a slight attempt as an accent in there, but the tone was his normal tone. He didn't try to like raise the pitch or anything like that.
Yeah. Hey, Captain Finity, Good Night Spoon says, and talk about Andy Dick's fall from grace. I meant dignity.
Andy Dick never had any dignity.
I could agree with that. How are you tonight, Captain Finity? So what else can I think to talk about? What's
Oh, did you see the cover I made?
no? Did you put
Oh,
it up on?
well, it's on my website.
Uh,
And probably everywhere else too, because it is also going to be a webcomic, so the cover's the first page of this one. So, God, Rick, I go out of my way to look at your stuff. You can't even go out of your way to look at mine. I see how it is.
I got you. Actually, I do have you saved under comics or no artists. I think. There. Extenuous chaos. Doo doo doo. Let's go over to Chrome. Bring up Extenuous chaos. There we go. So is this the on tour one?
Yeah, on tour with Mitch and Sandy. What do you think of it?
Good. I don't. I think I seen a bit of this a week or so ago or somewhere. I
Oh yeah, I
remember.
was putting progress shots of it up on like Instagram and stuff.
Cool. And little shorts here, or is this the comic itself?
Oh, this is going to actually be more of a graphic novel format. So this is going to be a volume that's going to consist of like 5 chapters. Is what I'm planning right now. But I mean, the shorts are still there if people want to read the shorts. I'll probably do another set of shorts in between the volumes.
Well, I got a dumb question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever get done drawing that story that we made together?
No, no, no. I actually started, but a lot of that stuff was locked away on that hard drive.
Ah. Dillard says the cover looks great.
Yeah, that's close. That's what the interiors are going to look like for that story too. I say interiors, it's webcomic, but you know, except it'll be black and white. Heavily inspired by Rumiko Takahashi, who's my favorite comic creator. It's like Ranma One Half, Inuyasha, Urusei Yatsura, stuff like that.
Let's see. Goodnight Spoon says, talk about how it's strange to talk about yourself in the third person, but do it in the third person. Yeah, but then that wouldn't be a conversation with metal. And Delote says, salute the captain, you mongrels. Dillard and Captain Finity really get along. They're on each other's show a lot. Captain Finity says,
I've been on Dillard's show with Captain Finity around. I'm familiar.
oh, okay. Captain Finity says, I'm actually having a good week and feel happy. Thank you. Oh, that's good that you feel happy. And Dillard says, thing looks great. The cover looks great. Captain Finity says, the captain never talks about himself in the third person. And here I thought that sounded like the captain talking about himself in the third person. Good night.
I often have to do something that sounds like I'm talking about myself in the third person. but I'm talking about a character that's based off of me that's separate from me. So I think it's more confusing for people listening than it is for me.
Sort of like what Pastry's done.
Yeah, similarly. Yeah.
And Pastry says, Pastry,
Really crunching your brain, aren't you, Rick?
Rebellious said in the chat, trying to do it without saying a certain word, but it seems impossible. Pastry's joked about them being gay for each other before, and then probably Captain Finity and Dillard. I'm not sure. Good night, Spoon says, sounds like disassociation. Pella Dillard says, gee, Pastry's homophobic and lack of self awareness truly boggles the mind.
I don't know. I haven't seen Dillard going around flashing Captain Finity, but he has flashed me, so just saying, I think I'm winning.
Question is, do you want to win?
I'll take it. I'm a pretty competitive guy.
Yeah, I can be competitive, but I know when not to take the prize. Sometimes winning might be nice, but sometimes the prize isn't worth it.
It was like I didn't want it earlier, but now that it's a competition.
I have no idea what I'm drawing, but it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to discern what this is. Almost looks like a Play-Doh person.
I don't know. I just started and did one thing, another line, another line, another line. Till, it looked semi decent. Master Panda says, Captain Finity, have you already launched your comic? I love the French made hotties. Gotta get me a copy. I don't think he's launched it yet.
Goodnight Spoon says it looks like Caillou robbed Paddington.
Dillard says, Rick drawing Hey Arnold over there. No, I wouldn't say Hey Arnold. His head's a little bigger. His head is more like that.
Oh, apparently he wrote like a kaiju. I thought it said Caillou because I only glanced at it. And I think a lot of people did for the longest time as a kid. I thought that Hey Arnold was wearing like a kilt, but it was actually just like his flannel shirt sticking out underneath his sweater.
Dillard says, Kai, you.
Oh, he did mean Caillou. Okay, so I got it. I accidentally got it right the first time.
Good night, Spoons. Just unsure of the spelling. So, any new games for you lately?
No, not really. Rick, I'm trying to make things. I don't have time to start new games. I have a hard enough keeping up with the games I already have.
I know that feeling actually.
I go in, I'll touch like Final Fantasy 14 for like an hour, and then close it after my dailies and go right back to like working on stuff.
Yeah. Good Night Spoon says, way to call Good Night Spoon out of his inability to spell, Rick. Hey, you're the one that put it in the chat, not me. You called yourself
I
out.
think that's a form of ableism. How many isms do you think we're gonna have before next year? We've only got like a month left after this. Like, you think we can come up with 20 more?
Sure, why not? Captain Infinity says, Mass opinion, thank you. The launch date will only be announced once we are definitely going to honor it. Oh, that makes sense. Um, but do you have a sign up page, Captain? Dillard says, I do the same thing Metal does, but replace Final Fantasy with my wife.
I'm surprised he can last that long with his wife. An hour, that's quite a time for a guy.
Rebellious says, Metal, how is Marsupial?
I think he's doing good. I know he's planning on moving. He was there for the last show, but he showed up late. Luckily, Fizchozo hopped on and held the fort until he did. But yeah. Oddly enough, Saturdays are not the day that Marsupial tends to sleep through the show. It's usually Wednesdays.
Uh,
Hopefully not tomorrow. I have to like spam text him, like emojis and stuff like that, just as fast as possible. So his phone just like vibrates like crazy. Hopefully it wakes him up, but doesn't always.
hey, Tim. How are you? Massive says, sounds like a plan, Captain. And Timothy says, hello to Pastry. How is Melvin doing?
It looked like it was doing all right last time he sent me. He was trying to get me to, which I retweeted it. And I think he was probably trying to get a few other people to push it over a certain mark, but I'm broke, especially with that whole data recovery thing. So it's like, I can't back anybody's projects right now.
Oh, yeah. There was something I was thinking. Oh, I know what it was. Talk about it off air. Nothing bad.
Oh, you were getting me excited.
Dillard's awesome posters should be available in time for Christmas, says Captain Finity. Timothy says hi to all. He says he's doing pretty good. Same says, I guess that's for Melvin, and it's all good metal. Uh, what was I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. I never know what I'm thinking. Oh, maybe sometimes.
It sounds like you're a line away from writing a Beatles song.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
Oh, I was thinking more Strawberry Fields.
I don't know that one so much. Many lines from it.
Well, it's always sometimes think it's me, but I know when it's a dream. I think, or yes, I mean, or no, but it's all right. That is, I think I disagree.
Yeah, Timothy even was able to get the Risey one to purchase the digital of Melvin.
Oh, nice.
Dylan says, "How many times did you back Rick Piper's Canadian Shield 2? I could only back 2 dozen times, but I'm sure you guys put to you. I'm sure you guys put me to shame with your support." And Timothy's, "Yep."
I backed 0 times. The most I could do to help was grammar check and editing stuff.
Yeah,
And that was for specifically Snowdrift.
yeah. Well, once Canadian Shield 2 is done.
Yeah, I'm willing to help with that one too.
Timothy says, "Don't worry, Dillard. I will back Canadian Shield 3." And Goodnight Spoon puts some sort of YouTube link in the chat. Yeah. Well, with that one, Timothy, there will be 3 books there to back: Canadian Shield 3, Snowdrift 2, which our great friend John Dillard there is doing the pencils for. And if you guys know Fly Fox Pro, he is inking it. I was going to ink it, but then he offered at such a great price that it was hard to say no. So I didn't. I'm not going to say what that price is, but
Rick, how could you sell your mother into slavery for inks?
Timothy's what? It's a link to Timothy's channel. Everyone subscribe now. 3 books. I will check it out good. And the third book, of course, if I didn't say it, was The Flame #1, which, and hopefully I would like to launch that campaign on my birthday next year.
And at this rate, by the Canadian Shield #7, you're going to have to square bind all of the 7 issues into a single magazine.
Well, let's hopefully not that. Well, because not everybody will want every book, so there will be options, and
Oh,
more
no,
options.
see, Rick. You can't give them the option. You have to force them to buy all of them. That's how you get the big bucks.
Yeah, but that's also how you eliminate some buyers too, because not everybody can afford. But I'm hoping everybody will want to get all 7 books, so that they will spend the big money. Okay, Massive Panda says, "Hey Rick, have you ever read those OG Canadian books like Johnny Canuck, Nelvana, of the Northern Lights?" I actually have a black and white copy of that, a reprint of the Nelvana, one of them, anyways. I would like to get a Johnny Canuck one. I just found out about those titles a few years ago. I love that old school line art. Yeah, and I got the Nelvana one at a comic convention here in Hamilton, Hamilton Comic Con, like almost at least 5 years ago, maybe a little longer. In some ways, I
To
would.
my knowledge, the only two Canadian comics I've ever read are Scott Pilgrim and the Canadian Shield.
And that's ones that actually come out of Canada because, well,
Yes. Obviously, I've read comics that take place in Canada, but I'm talking about comics that were made by Canadians that came out of Canada.
yeah. Because I was gonna suggest maybe you had read Alpha Flight or something like that.
Oh yeah, no. I've read plenty of those. Now I could have also read some other book that came out of Canada and I just didn't know it, but those are the only ones I know of.
Yeah.
I guess I could chalk Snowdrift up to it because I have read that, but that's just two from you.
Yeah. Well, you read it with correcting it, and now I've corrected it, so.
Yeah, but I doubt it's going to substantially change the context from what I've already read. I count that I read it.
True. So only one good Canadian book, and the other one that sucked.
No, the Scott Pilgrim books are actually good. I know a lot of people have bad opinions of them because they only saw the movie, but there's like character development in it. The art's good. They're fun. The jokes are funny. Like, I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I'm not going to say everyone's going to like it, but I enjoyed the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels.
Dillard says, "Damn it, Metal, read The Buckler."
I did read The Buckler. I don't count The Buckler as a Canadian book. It was written by someone from California.
What about the Ashcan? Well, I know the Ashcan was written by him, Dillard. But I did print it in the States and ship it out for me.
Yeah. I can't count the Ashcan as a Canadian book either.
So, having read Snowdrift, what do you think? Although you probably knew basically a lot of it.
Yeah, I knew basically what was going to happen. I think I have the same criticisms of it I had of the Canadian Shield #1. It probably would have been an okay second or third book, like a flashback showing the origin. It's hard to entice people with a #1 with an origin story and not much actually happens.
Yeah.
Like then I see Canadian Shield #2, most of what's in it. Like, oh, this would have been a good #1.
Yeah. Although, well, with there's a lot more that happens in Snowdrift #1 than Canadian Shield #1.
That is true. I will say the criticisms are less so, but it's still mostly the same ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm one that I like to. I personally like origins, and I like to get them out of the way. Usually, the first book.
Well, then what you should have done, and I know it would have been a little bit more expensive to do this, so I get why you didn't. But if you're going to do an origin, you got to do like a double feature.
Yeah.
Right? You got to do like the origin and an actual like event that happens as well. Do like a giant size or something. I think that's a better way to do it because you still have to have something in there that really entices the person.
Yeah. I guess I could have done that with #1 of thing. And I'm not sure how. I think that. Well, I'm not sure whether you have access to them or whether they're all up there, the #1s for the other ones on Facebook, whether you've read them at all.
Well, I remember I read a couple of them because you had me do so before. I know I read Insecto. That one I definitely read through,
Yeah.
which is also, I would have to say, of the origins I've read, that's the one that's probably the most engaging.
Yeah. Well, there. You know what? That one was written by me.
That's good. Because I know a lot of your other older stuff, it was with your partner that you used to have.
Yeah. My friend Chris, he wrote it based on some stuff that I gave him, and then he did it in like summaries. I had to break it up into page and panels and all that, and then I did some editing. But I guess when he wasn't really into comic books, and I tried to drag him into it. So
I
that
actually remember why I read that one. I was in a call with Dillard, and he was trying to do a what's his name? Oh god, the guy who used to do the Batman animated series.
oh, Tim.
Tim, yes. He was doing like a Tim style of it, right? And some of it we were trying to like interpret what it said because there was like a couple sentences that felt like they came to a stop earlier than the context actually was.
Let's see.
And then it turns out that it was like an enter was hit too early, and then the context was on like the next line down there.
Let's see. Dillard says, "I'm a Canadian, you hoser." Timothy says, "Dillard is such a Canadian name." And Dillard goes, "The buckler with some sort of thing next to it and a copyright symbol." Timothy says, "That cover was awesome." What cover?
I think it means for Canadian Shield #1. No, the cover is good, especially Dillard's, but like that's a good thing to entice people into it. But who I was talking to recently, but I think it was on Matt Reese's channel. People always ask what sells a comic, the art or the story, and somebody had said recently that the art sells issue 1, the story sells issue 2, right? And that's why you need to do something that entices people.
Let's see. Timothy says, "I would argue the cover for the Canadian Shield cover was better than the Canadian Shield one." Yeah. Well, I would agree, but I focused on a different thing. I could have, I don't know what I could have done. I could do a different. Well, I could have done a different cover for me, but I'm satisfied with it. Both mine and Dillard's, and then of course, um, I like Snowdrift's cover. Snowdrift 2 cover is really good too. I'm not sure. Did you? Well, you sort of saw it in the back for right.
Yeah. It was that like the very last page or?
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't want to. I gotta watch it. I was gonna bring up the whole comic, but
Yeah, you don't want to spoil anything. We can always talk about stuff like that backstage.
yeah.
But yeah.
No, no. Well, the one thing I don't want to spoil is because I said I'm waiting for letting everybody see it when they get the book in hand, or read the PDF. Is the last page of Snowdrift. So, let's see. Dillard says, or just start Snowdrift in the restaurant. There was no reason to start before the restaurant scene. Well, to me, there is because you got the fact that she's from the the 50s and all that, lived through the Second World War, tells you a little something about the character. And that she
Well, for a
was
character like Snowdrift, what I would have done is I probably would not have done an origin straight out. Especially because it's different, but it's also somewhat sort of similar to the Canadian Shield, right? So
yeah,
you're doing a similar but different origin twice.
yeah,
What I would have done is I would have started throwing her into the thing, and then I would have broken her origin up over time through flashbacks,
yeah.
like recalls and stuff.
Let's see. Timothy said interesting point about something that we were talking about. Pat Massive says Metal is right. I did the same thing with the comic I'm currently working on. My first issue is the introduction, but luckily I have multiple issues done, so it'll work better as a trade. Uh,
Yeah, like a piecemeal origin, Tim. It also would work better for hers as opposed you can't really do that with the Canadian Shields because there's not enough personal narration, like how he would feel to do a piecemeal for his. His works better as like a single issue, but you could have broken up Snowdrifts as a piecemeal origin.
Dillard says her origin is the restaurant scene. Well, that's definitely a part of it. I can't disagree with that. I think Dillard obviously thinks that's the main part.
Yeah, like if I was going to break up the rest of her origin into flashbacks, the restaurant scene is probably where I personally would have started.
Yeah. But and the other thing too is I know a little bit more about her history than you guys do. It's that
Yeah, which
I think
at the same time could also give you a blind spot, right? Because we're looking at it closer to the audience perspective and what would have been captivating.
Yeah. Because there's parts of her history that I am gonna actually, I won't say do flashbacks, but even in the first comic, I hint at different things.
I saw, yeah, you hint at an event that was not shown.
Yeah. And even, like on the page, when the Canadian Shield, well, there's two events, really. Well, I don't want to say too much. Otherwise, I'll just do what I do.
Well, see, Dillard says the problem is that an origin is not really a story, and that depends how you execute it, right? Because it also depends on what you consider the origin. Take Spider-Man, for example. Is his origin him getting bit by the spider, or is the actual origin the sequence of events that led to his uncle dying and him actually deciding to really be Spider-Man, right? Now, the spider is incorporated in that series of events, but it's the death of Ben that actually makes Spider-Man. So you have to try to write some type of narrative through line, hopefully some action in there. And also, taking Spider-Man as example, there were already Spider-Man comics before they went backwards to his origin.
I think I was pretty sure Amazing Fantasy 15 said that. Hey, Sci-Fi Nation. I know where it is. Oh no, where did I?
Yeah, at the very beginning, it was like, because I think Spider-Man had showed up in other people's stories, and it's like, hey, you recognize this character, this is his beginning. It's like the very first dialogue in his origin story.
If I remember correctly, no, Amazing Fantasy 15 is where he first appeared. And that, I'm pretty sure that tells his story and all that. Although it does it very quickly. I think it wasn't a long story because Stan didn't get a lot, really that much approval for it.
Yeah. Well, even like in his origin, most of his background story is like 9 panels on the very first page, right? Where it shows like his early life, everything, and then it kind of just skips to the actual events that happen.
Yeah. I know what I'm trying to. What am I trying to find? I have no idea. There we go. Okay, let's see. I know just part of the story. Greetings, everyone. Hey, Sci-Fi, how are you? Nice, says Timothy about I'm not sure what. Everybody's saying hi to Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi says, "I'll behave. Please don't, please don't uncomfortably pause like that." Laugh out. Tim's like no rent. Tim was on his wrong account for his rent.
Yeah, I see.
Sci-Fi. I already had a very chill stream, modding for Tech Yards. Cool. Dillard's like Amazing Fantasy 15. Oh wow, Rick! Look at Rick's in-depth eschatological knowledge of obscure
Esoteric.
comic. I don't think.
Well, I will give you, I always forget the issue number. I know it's like between 10 and 20, but I'll forget which teen that it is.
I don't think that's all that obscure history to learn. A lot of, I think a lot of comic fans know that one.
Well,
Uh,
I think he's being sarcastic and making fun of you.
oh, well, that could be easily me too. Um, the other, because that's just as famous as Detective Comics 27 and um yeah, Action Comics #1. Now with Spider-Man and Batman, they don't do their origins in their comics right away. But there's like what, almost 30 years difference between the two.
Yeah.
Uh, Sci-Fi says
I think in
esoteric.
general.
Yeah, in
Oh,
general.
I just think in general, it's usually better to introduce a character before you go into their origin, unless the origin itself is a very action-packed, like hard-hitting story.
Yeah. Uh, Sci-Fi says esoteric. I can spell unless I'm speaking. Timothy's, oh, look at Dillard with the big words. We got Massive Panda saying, yeah, they wasted almost no time in old school comics, and now so many creators get caught up in the long, deconstructed format. Not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing, though. Uh, does he love Jenny? Ooh, love Jenny, says Silent Fight Nation. Rebellious says, I can't spell ever sci-fi. Don't rub it in. Dillard says, next he's gonna drop the bomb that Batman was Detective 27 and Superman. I was writing when he already did it, says Dillard. Methinks Dillard is smarter than he wants us to think or believe. So, yeah, here is Snowdrift #2's cover as well, penciled and inked by the great John Dillard, and of course, colored by me. I think I did a pretty good coloring job on it.
You know, from seeing other stuff you cover, it is above your average. It is superb work.
Well, I've been
You
slowly,
are improving.
yeah, I was slowly getting better.
Well, I also like the fact that you're using a combination of hard and soft shadows. And
Yeah. Uh, what's next? The cheer line about believing in life after love. Ove. Tim said Sci-Fi Nation. No, Timothy says no one here believes in that on Rick Show. What believes what? Rebellious says Sci-Fi Nation. Are you gonna hop on air? Dillard says maybe he will wow us with Wolverine's first appearance. Um, if you want me to, John. Actually, I don't know what issue it is, but I do know it's in the Hulk. But unfortunately, those three, Spider Man's first appearance, those major three, Spider Man, Batman, and Superman, are the major three. I think almost every comic Finiciato knows about. And I think they're the three most expensive. I know Action and Batman and Superman are, or Action and Detective are the two most expensive. I'm not sure where Amazing Fantasy does fall. Timothy says 181. Dylan says, no, I don't want you to do that. Why don't you get a colors for that? I spent so long on that cover. Because I can't afford the colors.
Okay, so we're gonna have to kidnap a colorist. Actually, we'll just kidnap an entire comics team, put them in a basement, feed them regularly, basically run like a slave labor camp. I think it's a good way to make comics on the cheap.
Yeah. Not Timothy. Captain says coloring really is a whole new netherworld. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of our whatever this latest drawing was. I think I was slowly turning him into Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see. Sci-fi says, honestly, I'm depressed tonight. A good friend of mine has terminal disease, hence my lack of pizza that you caught on
Pizzazz.
pizzazz. You caught onto earlier. Pastry. Or Rick can't own a sweatshop for his comics. Yeah. Oh. But we're coming up on the 2 hour mark. So I would definitely like to thank Pastry for coming on for the short time that Pastry did. Um, and of course, thank Metal for coming on for most of the show, I would say, or since shortly after you got in the chat. Uh, Anything you would like to promote, Metal?
Yeah, that I'll drop the link to it, but that cover earlier because that's going to be the start of the on tour with Mitch and Sandy comic. I will go back to Exonomus Chaos as soon as I get my data back because my color palettes and stuff are there. But I'll probably also be doing Realms and Relics too. I'll be going back and forth on that and try to catch up on the things that I've been behind on.
Cool, cool, cool. And well, let's see, Pastry. I tried to, but I'm burnt out. Oh, no problem, no problem, Pastry. Like I said, I like trying to thank people that came on, and you come on. People come on for as long as they can or can't or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want no pressure on anybody coming on. I think Metal knows that. Even
Oh yeah, this is the first time I've been on in like what, almost like 8, 9 months, something like that.
yeah. I think you were on once before in that time, but
Maybe I don't remember it.
there was a time that you're on almost every night, with me. But even back then, it's like if you can't make it, fine. You know.
Oh yeah, especially with like crossover on Wednesdays and stuff with my own shows. Like, I don't know if I'll be there.
Yeah. I don't pressure anybody into coming on or staying on. Sure, I say maybe if you're in the thing, chat, and I say if you want to come on, fine. You know. But it seems like forever since Metal co-hosted. It says Timothy. Yeah. Well, this is going to be the new thing. I might rename it in the new year. I'm not sure, but it'll still be a chill stream, basically. I just might brand it more, have it on brand to my stuff, what I call it. Although the chill stream, sort of goes too with Snowdrift, especially right now. But
I'll tell you, I'm chill. It's like probably 30 something degrees in the garage I'm in. So,
well, I'll presume that's cold since you're talking Fahrenheit and I have no clue.
I am talking Fahrenheit. It's just under 40 Fahrenheit, so it's should remember what that is. It's like 3.
Yeah.
3.8 Celsius.
How much was that?
Like 3.8.
Ooh, almost 4, just under 4. Ooh, that is
Yeah.
cold. No, Metal was saying it is 30 degrees Fahrenheit in the garage that he's in, and I said and I said I presume that is Fahrenheit, and he did the conversion. Yes. Anyways, with all that said, everybody, if you haven't gone over to Indiegogo, go over to Indiegogo, check out Canadian Shield 2. If you want, follow me over on Twitter. And of course, if you haven't, please uh, like and share this stream and uh, subscribe if you get to and hit that bell for notification. And hopefully, I'll have a video up tomorrow about doing a page of Canadian Shield and maybe another one throughout the week. But for now, we'll see you next. Oh, Jeff's here just as I'm ending. Sorry, Jeff. We'll catch you later. And bye, all. There's my mom saying bye. So we'll see you next chill stream next Tuesday. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great night, day, week. Love you all. Just go over to YouTube. Make sure it's off there. Okay.